So I'm going down to the car auction today. We're going to have a quick look round, get a drink, get me breakfast, and then leave. We don't need to buy any more stock. Well, maybe just a couple. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and to another auction video. Now I'm going back to Aston Barclay Prees today. We're going to have a look round, see if we can try and buy a few bits for my upcoming pitch that I'm about to open. I've got pretty much all the stock I need, but there is one or two items that I wouldn't mind. I've been online last night, had a look online and seen the catalogue. To be honest with you, there is a few bits that take me fancy, so I'm definitely looking forward to going down to today's auction and hopefully try and win those bits. We'll also take a look at some other cars as well, some dearer stuff. Those of you who are new to the channel, I only buy sort of stuff from a few £100s to a few £1,000s. Occasionally I'll go a bit more than that, but not that often. But that's what I usually deal in. However, we will look at other cars as well. Some interesting things in today, so we'll definitely take a look at them so you can get an idea what stuff's doing currently in the auctions here in the UK. So we're going to get ourselves down there now, get registered, get the breakfast voucher. That's the most important bit of the day, and obviously try and win some vehicles. So let's get ourselves down there. Right, we're off. There's a bright thing. Saw this on the list last night. I was doing a bit of research. Citroen C1, done 101,000 miles in the blue. Nice old thing that. 2 former keepers. Nice clean on the report. First one in. Never know with the first car. They either do. You can do Brewsters or they can have no interest in them. But we'll certainly soon I'll be having a go at, because that's a clean old thing. Like I say, it's booking at around the grand mark, below average 710, but it's not really below average. Not sure if them mirror caps are supposed to be that colour. I suspect the both of them are the same colour. They are supposed to be like that. But it's not too bad. A little bit of lack of peel there, but you know, we're not going to start doing stuff like that. It's 14 years old, so be interesting that around the grand mark, somewhere around there, maybe grand 50, maybe even pushed. But it starts up alright, has to drive if we can, if the clutch is okay. I mean, the worst case scenario, putting a clutch in one of these is not the end of the world, they're easy to do. Probably one of the easiest clutches you can still do. But yeah, that's definitely prime tackle for me. We'll have a go at that. In the corner, Peugeot 3008. In like a burgundy red, it's not, again, lack of peel gone everywhere. All over the roof, it's gone. You can quite see that. It's not great shape. Shame really, because we've done 79,000 miles. Looking at 750 quid. Nice. It's a bit rough on the paint. Typical red car really. Not looked after, they just start to peel or fade. I'm not a great lover of 308s, if I'm honest with you. The 306 was a great car, the 307 was not as good, and the 308 wasn't as good as the 307. It just seems to have gone downhill for Peugeot. I'll put it down the list, but I'm not going to be paying mad money for that. So Jack, X-Type. Not as nice as the red one we had the other week, but nonetheless, it's 2 litre diesel. SE, one owner from new. Got a marker down on vehicle operation, so something not 100% with it. We'll have a listen as it goes through. Didn't in the wing there, you can quite see it. Wants a good buffing, it's very dull in places. Marked up like it's been parked under a tree. Scuff on the bumper there. Bonnet's up slightly as well, which is worrying. You might think you might want to jump start it. It's not booking at a lot though, it's booking at like between 400 and 900 quid on average condition, low condition. It's not clean, it's below average condition. Let's probably say it's maybe 500 or 600 quid territory. Which sounds a lot of car for that money, and you thought you would be buying it. I suspect it'll do more than that though, even if it is a little bit tatty. I'll have to see what it sounds like when it goes through. The seat's quite badly worn as well, that's really badly worn for 100 thou. I mean, I know 100 thou's a lot of miles, but I mean, by modern standards, it probably isn't today. But that seat is in really, really badly worn condition. You could try and clean up a little bit, put a bit of leather cleaner in it, it'll brighten up a little bit, but it's a bit gone. 2 litre diesel, basically Mondeo engine in it, people all used to say. Also facelift, I've noticed that as well, that's quite a nice touch. Tyres down as well. It's not a scruffy thing really, but it might be cheap. But anyway, I was saying, sorry, 2 litre diesel engine Mondeo engines are using them. People used to say, oh, the Mondeo is just a Ford Mondeo. There's nothing like a Ford Mondeo. Only the engine really is they use the diesel ones and petrol ones as well. Sorry, the couple of the 2.5 V6, that was an out of a Mondeo. They were from the Mondeo, but underneath this is nothing like a Mondeo, because the Mondeo is a better car actually. Underneath, these suffer with all sorts of rot problems that are a pain to work on. And they say underneath this car is absolutely nothing like a Ford Mondeo, but they still get characterised with that. They're not the best things to get for MOTs, to be honest, of my experience of them. But anyway, we'll see what that does. If that's that sort of £500-600 territory, obviously we're going to be bidding on it, unless it sounds like a bag of spanners. Look, Fiat 500. There's a couple of Fiat 500s in today. This probably isn't the one I'm after. There's another one I'm after somewhere. This one's about a £2.5 booking car. Nice thing though, the twin air models, 900cc. They go like the clappers. They sound awful, but they do drive well and go like stink. Got a mark on engine operation, which is a bit worrying for someone who's buying this. I mean, this is not one for me, but we'll see what it does, because it's early doors. 55 thou, £2.5. I mean, it doesn't sound a lot of car, does it, on a 12 plate? And it's a nice spec as well, with red leather in it. You're buying that for someone, a daughter or a wife or someone, even a fella who's inclined for a Fiat 500. I've seen people, men in Fiat 500s. This looks like a half decent piece of unit, piece of stock for someone. Another 207, 09 plate, 1.4 petrol, 100 thou, in black. Oh, not a bad old thing. Pish trim missing there on the door, what sorting. It says 100 thou, the 1.4 petrol, Sport Model 95 brake edition. So it's got the later Prince engine in, which I'm not a fan of. But if they run right, they're a perfectly good engine. But they just, you need to make sure they're right when you're selling them, because you buy 3 of them, you'll be putting chains on one of them, I guarantee you. A few little scuffs here and there, but nothing major. This side light. Pretty straight, to be honest. A few little marks on there. So they want some handle painting. I'm not sure we can maybe buff that out, maybe, I don't know, maybe gone through the paint, we'll have to see. It's not terrible. Probably average condition. Mirrors. The old man's been with his tape again. Old gaffer tape, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't hold, guys, you're not using enough gaffer tape. Give you some idea of contest and price. Clean 730, average 480, below average 260. Well, I ain't going to do 260 quid, let's get that out of our heads. And I think 500 quid sounds cheap, to be honest. Would you give a bit more than that for it? Yeah, I would. If it sounds alright going through, then I'd be 500 to 6,500 quid territory. Maybe, sort of that's in that area. I mean, top book on it's like 730 quid clean. It's not a lot really, is it? For a car that's 1995 really on a car pitch. But you're going to have to spend a little bit of money on it, just to tidy it up a little bit. A couple hundred quid probably. Bit of paint maybe in there, maybe not even that much, maybe. But we'll have a look what that does. Just a half decent car, 1.4 petrol as well, so it's an ideal engine. Look at this beauty. Saab 9.3, 1.9 diesel, 120 turbo edition. It's the baby one then. Yeah. 120 turbo diesels is a very baby engine, because they did a 150, they did a 170 in these as well. Obviously they did a 2.2 engine as well in these, but they chop and change the engines on these over the years so many times, you lose track of them. It's got a marker down an engine, which worries me, because this engine's, I mean, it was in the Vauxhall Vectra and Insignia. No, so it wasn't Insignia, it was in the Vauxhall Vectra. They changed it to 2 litre in the Insignia. Well, basically it's a Fiat engine. Don't kid yourself, it's nothing to do with Vauxhall, it's a Fiat based engine. Swirl flat manifold design. This is the 120 brakes, it might not have swirl flat manifold on, which break all the time, by the way. It might not be that, but there's all sorts of issues that arise with them. When they drive right, they drive lovely for a diesel engine, especially the bigger engine, especially the more powerful versions. But they're just so finicky to work on, and they're not particularly that reliable. But it's a shame though, because the actual car itself, bonnet's up, I've got to worry careful about that, because that might be a battery issue. A few little scratches on it, but a lovely thing, just a nice presentable car. Saab was just such a nice thing. I mean, you compare this to the Vauxhall equivalent, it's just hands down a prettier car. Scuff there, but that'll come out. Not the best colour for it, it's like a doom blue if I'm honest, but it doesn't detract from the fact that it's a really nice car. I mean, to me, I wouldn't want it in a diesel engine. I want the proper 2-litre turbo petrol, proper engine. But I can see the traction of it. It's a little, I mean, to be honest, it's a little bit scruffy. Big chunk of the bumper there gone. We've got a towing arc missing. There's wants a buff up, but it wants a little bit of paint in places. Tyres down. It's got 2 bald tyres on the front as well, I've noticed. Number plates are not great. There's money to be thrown at that. It's not something I'm going to buy, but we'll see what it does. There's people who like these and traders pay good money for them. You know, I understand why, because everyone else likes them too and they want to buy them if they find a good one, that is. Audi TT, the Mark II one. It's 2-litre FSI and 80,000 miles. 5 former keepers, it's a lot of keepers that. I mean, it is 2007 plate, maybe a bit harsh, but even so. I can just tell, I'm not going to, you probably won't tell in the film, but I can see a few little dots in the paint. I definitely had the bonnet painted. You can see it a bit more wavy. It's a shame because it's okay, but it's not brilliant, the paint job on it. In fact, the rest of the car's been painted as well, and the quarter as well. This has had a lot of paint. It's not terrible, but I can tell it's had paint. Again, you probably can't see this on here, but this and this is not matching. You know, it's just lower down the shade, but you can see here. It's not going to go up on the camera very well. The fadeness in the paint, where there's not been enough paint applied, all down the side here. It's not a great job, really. You get away with it, maybe, Joe Public. Bit of rain, dealer's missed. You'd probably get away with selling that, but it's not a very honest car, to be fair. We'll see what it does, though. Some context of pricing. Clean for 800 quid, nowhere near that. Below average, 3 grand. It's going to be below average, really. You'll be paying. I think you'd be upset if you give over 4 grand of fees and that turned up, because that's not a nice looking. It's not a nice example. Roof's in good order though, and it has got red leather. Anyway, let's see what it does. C4, 106,000 miles, 2007. The old shape C4. I have got one of these already. I've got a later shape one in, which is a bit of a sore subject. But this is a 1.4 petrol one, 2 former keepers. No history showing. This is a shame. We've got MOT. Very short MOT. Might go in our favour. Might put people off. A few little minor scuffs on it. You have to be careful with these because you don't see many of these about anymore, and there's a good reason for them. Lots of things fall off them. The engines they use, particularly the later engines, 2007 onwards, are a bit finicky and temperamental. It's Ben Prince engines again that we've seen in that 207. They're just not, you know, as reliable a car maybe as like that Focus is going to be. But yeah, not a lot of money this. I'll give you an idea. It's booking at sort of 300 to 500 quid. That sort of territory for a family car. If it sounds alright and drives alright, you're on to the winner. Because, you know, I was going to put that on my pitch, which, you know, if it drove alright I would. It's probably $16.95. It's the right person. You know, go for the workshop, do a proper job of it. Definitely wants a valet. Seats are horrible. But anyway, let's see what it does. This beast, F-Type. Now this is now we're talking. Forget your X-Type, guys. This is where it's happening. This is where it's happening. 2.7 diesel. Just basically the engine they use in the first generation Range Rover Sport and Land Rover Discovery. But I think these had twin turbos where they only had single. They said 83,000 miles. Bonnet's up though, so you've got to be careful. It's clearly needing to be jump started. There's something not right with it, maybe. Maybe someone's had the bonnet up and just checking it, you never know, but always a bit of a caution when the bonnet's up. Wing wants repairing. Sadly they do stuff with corrosion, these, particularly on sills. I've had loads of these over the years, mainly petrol ones, 3 litre V6s and stuff. I've had some absolute belters that I've paid buttons for. And this is a cheap smoker. You'd love them. But I've also MOT'd a lot of them as well, so I know they do stuff with rot on the sills in particular, and they can be a bit of a pain. X-types are the same. The S-type's no different. But it's just such a nice car. This is a diesel one, so they do daft money, these, and they are on the up again. I mean, literally a few years ago, a petrol one of these, we were picking these up for 300 or 400 quid. I bought one for 200 quid once, and it was a minter. And I drove it for about 6 months and loved every minute of it. But that one, give you some idea, 224, it's booking at average 1100 quid. It's not clean, below average 790, so somewhere around £1,000. It's a lot of car for around £1,000, Martin, isn't it, really? Especially diesel. But that was a petrol model, like a 2.5 V6 petrol, the 3 litre. It'd be 500 or 600 quid, because that's all really the worth, unless it's really pristine. I mean, proper pristine. That isn't pristine. It's you know, average, below average. But they're fading away. We'll see what that does. I'm interested in that. Probably not going to buy it because, you know, I'm not really after a Jag at the moment. I'm sure someone will have it. So, yeah, we'll see. Astra 233. 1.6 petrol, Astra H, 92,000 miles, one for the keeper. Absolutely ideal thing that I'm sort of after at the moment. Bought one of these the other week. I've already got someone lined up for it. When the tailgate painted, if you remember, it's that black one we had out of here a few weeks ago. Wants a few other little bits as well, but I've got someone who wants to buy that. So I can really do one to replace it with, because I need something for the pitch. And I've stupidly sold the one that I've just bought for the pitch. But there you go, that's what happens. Not a bad old car, really. It's pretty clean for 06 plate. It's booking at a few £100. It's not going to do 200 or 300 quid, let's be realistic. When's the MOT out on it though? That's a crucial bit. It doesn't worry me too much. It's got a short MOT. See, that plays to my advantage. Because a lot of traders will be put off by that. It's not ideal putting up for something like that for an MOT. They're a bit. They need lots of things on them, really. There's a lot of things that goes wrong on them in MOTs. Wishbone arms, axle bushes, drop links, all sorts. Flexi hoses can corrode on the ferrules. There's a few bits, but they're all cheap to fix and easily doable. And I've done that many of them. They don't faze me anymore. And you can get them spot on for very little money. So we'll definitely have an interest in that one. That's one for us to be marking down. Anything sub below 500 quid, we'll be trying to buy that. A nice old thing, Golf GT with diesel, GT Sport TDI 170, one former keeper, 90,000 miles, nice car. Booking strong, booking at I think 1,800 quid, 18 to 2-1 depending on condition. That's not clean, it's below, it's probably average or below average, a little bit on the wing there, but easily fixed. That light could do with buffing up a little bit. Again, this wing's gone again, and you want to be painting that. Car, this sort of, oh dear, door around here. Say again. Look at that door. Ooh, you might be able to say that, but it's not great. There's another scuff there. No, this isn't average, this is below average, which puts it somewhere around the 1,500 quid mark. But this is one of the reasons why I don't buy a lot of German cars, particularly Volkswagens. Nothing was even wrong with them, they're great cars. But this era, they're riddled with faults and problems. I mean, I guarantee you buy this and it'll probably have a door won't work and they're a nightmare to do, or the window won't work, or the boot catch won't work. And it's always something like that with this sort of era of Volkswagens. But they drive lovely and obviously people want them. They're always quite bad on paint, they've always got rusty wings and stuff. And they pay, everyone pays good money for them. Even traders pay good money for them. I mean, that's 1,500 quid it's booking out on that condition. I'd be amazed if it did less than that, unless there's something terribly wrong with it when it goes through. It probably will do it. Yeah, so they're just a hard thing to buy, because by the time you pay top money for them, and then you get fees on top, and then you've got to work on them, and they've got a lot of work. You know, and the car that's probably worth 3,200 quid maybe retail mint, you'd not leave yourself a lot of margin there. You know, in that it's difficult buying German stuff, but they do drive nice. You can't disagree with that. But we'll see what that does anyway. Mazda 3 2-litre petrol. Ugh. He winces. Got a marker down on the engine. 124,000, two former keepers. Red, burgundy, I don't know what you want to call it. A few little scuffs on it. A good buff would see it right. It's a nice thing, I like a Mazda 3, but it's just practicality. Why would you want 2-litre petrol? I don't get it. It's not like it's the sport model, you know, the MPS or anything like that. Obviously that's an animal. But the 2 litre petrol, I don't know, there'll be someone who'll want one, but there's just a very small market for it, because naturally most people who want a 5-door family car probably just want a 1.6 petrol. They're not really trying to after a 2 litre petrol. There'll be someone for it, but it's a very niche car to try and sell. It's not something that I want to put on a pitch, for example, if I was to buy it, which is probably unlikely, because I mean well, we'll see what it does, but I mean it's booking at 750 quid average. It's probably slightly below average, which puts it around 600 quid. I mean, at that sort of money, yes, you'd buy it, but I suspect it'd probably do more towards £1,000. You never know, but it's the sort of thing you're going to put probably on Auto Trader and sort of get out that way, because there's not many people who just be happy looking for a 5-door 2 litre petrol family car. Those days are gone. In the 90s maybe, people used to buy 4 Mondays with 2 litre gears and that, but they were a cracking car. But nowadays they either want the fast model, or they want the sensible, economical model. There's no one who really wants a big petrol engine for not really much economical reason, with the odd exception maybe. But we'll see how that does anyway. The nice car Mazda 3 do stuff with rot on the wings usually. That one's just starting to go, but that's not too bad. I've seen these completely blistered all over, very common. And underneath, Mazdas in general are very scabby, very, very scabby. I've seen an MOT, probably hundreds if not thousands of them in this sort of era, and they are can be awkward underneath, let's say the least, on MOTs, because there's a lot of rot on them. But so you have to be really careful, so I might pop mid under before it goes through. There's a beast, Scirocco. 2 litre diesel, 1 owner from new, 47 foul, Blue Motion Tech GT Black. Weapon. I mean, it's only the diesel, let's not get too excited, but it'd still be a lovely car to drive. Powerful enough, economical. A little bit of paint needed touching up there, but it's not the end of the world. On his day, chippy as well. 17 players, a little bit edgy, but doesn't contract from the fact that the Scirocco is just a lovely, attractive car. I mean, it's just effectively just a Golf, 3-door Golf really. It's been sort of modified, but they're just so sought after. They drive nice, got a low down driving feeling. Interiors are just always lovely in Volkswagens of this era. No tartan seats though. So when you get in a Golf, you get the GTI, you get tartan seats. But that's a proper car, that. Gives you an idea of price on it. It's booking at clean 12 grand, average 11, below average 10.8. It's probably around 11 grand. That's it's a bit edgy. So just a little bit of paint. A few £100, put it right. 11 grand, 11.5 grand maybe, might do. We'll see, that does. Nice thing. I'm not a fan of the colour of the wheels. I don't like black wheels. There's nothing wrong with them wheels, I just don't like black wheels. But that's just my personal preference, but I suppose it goes with the roof. This beast we found. Golf. 19 SE TDI 100. 165 foul. You can forgive that because it's an old car. 2 former keepers. Got MOT for about 3 weeks. A little bit on the arch, but you can expect that. People at the moment are giving their back teeth for these. I mean, I understand they do drive well, and when they come out they were sensational. And this isn't too bad. It's a bit dirty, wants a wash, but it's not that bad actually. You can quite pick it all up on the camera. Sun's shining on it as well, which isn't helping. But it's not that car, that. Yeah, but I mean, the following for these now, I mean, especially if this is a 3-door, oh my word. But even a 5-door one, people want them. It's not going to book. It's not booking it much. A few £100 at that level, you've got to be buying it, to be fair, because you're not going to struggle to sell it. We're going that sought after now. They are sort of nudging into classic territory, or starting to anyway. I mean, obviously they say a 3-door one's really what everyone wants, but not even a 5-door diesel will sell. And if it's a GT one, Brewsters. It's a nice old thing. Mel looked at this last night, trying to convince the wife to buy this, but she's not having it. I'd be so much happier if she was in one of these over a Range Rover. This is booking at about 4 grand, 4.5 grand. It's got a marker down for vehicle operation though, it's a bit worrying. But it's on 76 foul. It's a lovely thing, 300 CDI. The 3 litre, same engine. I had a CLS 320 and it was the same engine as this. We'll have in. What an engine that is. Superb, super smooth luxury. So nice inside. It's got sunlight, but nice thing. My life would be a lot less stressful if you had this over a Range Rover Sport. And at £4.5 grand, that is a bargain if it came in at that sort of money. And so you've done 76 foul. You know, imagine if you'd done 120 foul or something like that. It'd be £3 grand territory. So much car that is now, one of these. Just behind this ML is a BM. Not a great lover of BMs, if I'm honest. I will buy the odd one now and then, but I don't go hunting for them. 3 Series, 320D, done 134, one former keeper in black. Perfectly sensible, decent car. Bit of lap appeal on it. You're going to buy one, black's probably the colour, or black or silver. You keep the standardised colours. Bit chippy down this side. Ding in the door there. Wants a clean really, it's not very clean. Bit boggle basic interiors, nothing really fancy. Looking at £1 grand. You know, what do you want for £1 grand? Bonnet's all been faded, repainted and done a terrible job of it. It could be easy fixed, just isolated on that tailgate. You've got a nice sway line to work to there. Paint down here is actually alright, just on that top bit. For £1 grand though, bargain really. Door's a bit faded with that buff back. It's got that horrible engine in. The one with the chain goes all the time. I can never get the name right of it. M47 is it? I'll put it in the description anyway. But you've got to be so careful with them. The amount of these you see coming into garages, and I've come into our place when I was there with broken chiming chains, and the minis as well, the same engine, the diesel they use. Yeah, you have to be a bit more careful with it. It starts up on sounds alright though. I'll be a buyer of that, but the problem is around the grand mark what I want to pay for it, which is what it's booking at, it'll do more than that, more than likely. So unless it's got a fault, so it's probably unlikely we'll buy it, but we'll have a go, we'll mark it down, you never know. Right, I've had a quick look round, got the catalogue, got breakfast voucher, obviously the most important thing of the day. What we've seen today, a couple of bits. I've seen a nice Astra, after that Astra H. Might sound dull to everyone else, but to me, it's the sort of stuff that I want, bread and butter stuff. The C1 at the beginning, definitely we need that. I want to try and buy that if I can. I will go all the way on that. Grandish, 1100 quid, that sort of territory. I think it's worth that all day long. We'll see. I'll have to listen to it go through though first. So there's a few bits as well. I've seen there's quite a lot in today, but I'm being a bit picky at the moment. Obviously I'm quite stocked up, I've got enough to do. So I don't want to be buying too many. As I say, Steve said that every week, I sound like a broken record now, but I don't need to be buying too many, should I say. So anything that's a quick flipper, or maybe something I could trade on, yes, I'll probably buy. Or a couple of bits for stock I need to replace, because I've sold a couple of bits, which I should be doing, but I've sold the bits because people are asking me for cars and I've still got to make money. Yeah, so as I say, well, them couple of bits will do me well. We've got plenty of other stuff we've seen as well. We'll see what they do when they go through. And there's also lots of stuff I've seen today which I haven't had a chance to film. But yeah, we'll see as stuff goes through. We'll obviously be bidding on other stuff more than likely. And we find anything else interesting, we'll film it as well. So I hope you guys enjoy the auction content. I'll get myself the best in position for you so we can try and film it. So let's get ourselves in position and see if we can win a couple of bits.
Lovely. Right, let's get it going into it now. So on the card time, first one in is lot number 2. This one is a 5909 C1 1 litre splash in the sexy blue. Obviously, miles there for each house. Where we a little bit of a tea of light, where we are sort of on that one, we'll go a bit. 4 is there, 4 5, half the line, 6, 7 bid, 7 bid, 7 bid, 7 bid, 7 bid, 7 bid, 8 bid sold, 8 bid 50, 8 bid 59, 9 bid, 9 bid 50, 9 bid 50, 9 bid 50, 1,000 pound fresh money, 1,000 bid, 1,000 bid, 1,000 bid, 11 bid on the green, thank you there mate, 11 bid is his son, he once, and this one's done. It's Scotland Gensel, I really, you're having history, we were up to 50 in the best colour there, gents, coming in gents, what's the word? £2,000 to go, 2 2,000 pounds, 2 2 very good there, gents, 1 2 1 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 On sale, gents, 2750. Hands up. One size order, 27. And a hop from the top. these solos, if we give that 50s there, we'll have a little bit of fun with this one. There we go, someone over there, let's go, free and about that chance, all day, free and about, free to be, free and about, free to be, free to be, free to be, free to be, free and about, free to be, free and surely just, free and about,
Come on, get it bored.
Bounce on it.
Storage wars, you know, like money, yeah, all that shit, you know. It's more exciting, wouldn't it?
I'm not a fan of it really. I was late. So I've just noticed a 2009 plate Renault Clio 1.2 petrol coming in with 88 thou, so have a quick look and see what this does. We're struggling. Recap on the things we've seen so far. Got a few bids. We had the Jag. You probably wonder why I didn't bid on. Probably wonder why I didn't bid on it. A couple of reasons. One, it was that when it's got a bit of a dual mass noise when it started up, it sounded really rattly and horrible. I mean, it's fixable, don't get me wrong, but I haven't got the means and the capability. I haven't got the means and the time at the moment to be putting, getting clutches and dual masses arranged and stuff like that. I've got more pressing things to sort out, so not one for me. That it was very cheap. I was just gonna throw a bid at 300 quid, but then my mate next to me put a bid on it anyway, and he had it, so I didn't see the point in stepping on his toes for something I didn't really necessarily need to buy. But I would have probably had 300 quid bid on it. I was a few seconds away from doing it, but because I just probably would have just put it on as spares or repairs somewhere, got rid of it, maybe a few hundred quid on it, maybe 100 quid on it, and pass it on somewhere in the trade. That probably would have been the best thing for that, because I wouldn't have fixed it, because I haven't got the time to do it. The C1 at the beginning as well, I stuck to my guns really. I said 1100 quid, that's really what I wanted to pay that for it. I was in at 1050, got took out at 11, we'll stick to it, I'm not going at 1150. I think I would have to pay 1200 quid to have won that car, to be honest. And at that sort of level, it had been 1450 out the door, somewhere around there, 1400 quid maybe, about 14 to be fair. It's probably 2195, there's not much in it. It did sound a tiny bit chainy, only a little bit. It might have just been where I was standing, I don't know, because I missed it starting up, and it was already in the auction when I started filming. But I mean, it's not the end of the world. You put a chain on them, they're not difficult to do, and they're not dear, it's not expensive to do, but it would have just, you know, added to the cost it needed doing. I just decided that I would stick to my guns, 1100 quid, budgeting in all eventualities, but not to be. It's busy today, really, and it's expensive. They're paying Brewsters for stuff, but we're going to wait a bit. We've got most of my stuff now towards latter parts of the end, really. There's one or two bits in the middle, but we'll film. We'll see then what happens. I'm hoping, what usually happens, it quiets down by the end of the auction. People have already got stock, or young people go away, they've got what they want, and things usually thin out a bit, and you can have a little bit more luck sometimes with buying stuff towards the end of the auction, last sort of 50 lots, which is where about 3 or 4 of them cars are in. So we'll see. We'll press on, we'll try and buy some more, we'll try and buy something. But if I come away today with nothing, it would not surprise me, because it's very busy, like it was last week. bit smoky. Very smoky. Blue smoke as well. Yeah, it's not right. But again, online they're not seeing it, are they? Notice no one in the room bidding on that, they're all online. Every one of them. Not a single person in the room bidding on that.
Next one is number 42. This one is 814.
Back car.
And let's get going. My carauction, it is number 100 on the Master 3 spot. Runs in miles there for you, Jackson, about the looks up. When we go, stop around the boys, got to go and go after the let's go. 500 down the back, pump it out, the middle in, pump it right, 6 on line, 6 in the mid, 7 in the room, 700 down, in the room, 7 in, 8 on line, 8 in, 800 down the middle, on sale, and about 750 euro Jackson, 8 in, last row, 8 in, last row, 1 ticket, 8 in, once, twice, she's gone, 800, and 100.
Next in we've got the 2017 Scirocco. Expecting this to do really all its guide. It's booking at 12.8 clean. Probably isn't clean, but I think it'll probably do that anyway. Let's have a look.
And next one is 230. This one is on the 17 VW Scirocco. Around GT Clapping. Well, why do we look at Paris? Where do we go? Around 47,000 miles. Stop around by this house. Stop a bit. Level the 5, we're getting going. Level the 5. Level the 5 a bit. 6. Level the 6, 7, 8, 9, 12. 12 a bit. 12,000 pounds. 12 a bit. 12,000. 1. 12 a 1. 12 a 1. That's one over the 12 a 1. 12 a 1. 12 a 1. There's over on the bit 2. 12 2. 12 3. 12 3. 12 3. 12 3. On sale, the man says 12 4. 12 4. 12 5. 12 5. 12 5. 12 6. 12 6. 12 6. Ease out. 12 6. That's 12 to the 12 to the 12 to the bit. It's alright. 12 to the bit once, twice, and done. 6 9, last week, 6 9. 126 chances, 6 4. 106,000 miles, where we go? Very good claim. Come on, gents, 300 pound, 3 big 3, 3 300 pound, 3 3, 4 with the, so hold to be fair. 400 pound, 4 50, 450, 450, 450, 5 big, 500 pound, 50, 550, 550, 550, 550, 550, 550, 6 online.
25.
After on 25, he did ask to be fair. 625, 65, 65, 65, 65, 50 online, 750, 750, 750, 75 online. On sale, gents. There's 675, 675. Camels up, 675, 675. And that's fine, so we're about 6, 7, and 5. And twice in down. 243 gents for the Vauxhall Astra.
No.
How many stamps you asked? Just the 12. 12 stamps I'm telling you for. Is it 200 cars? Green and clean. That's £500 all day long. 5 bit. 5 bit, 5. £500 per buy. 500 £500 all right, history, gents. Thank you. 5 bit. £500 per buy. 50. 550, 50, 7. What do you think, boss? On sale, 700 700, 700, 700 on site, so we're about 50 online, 750, 750, 750, 750, to a small one. Let's 750, 750, 750 on site, so we're about 7.5. It's not 106, this one chance, again, price range and value, it's not 106, 2009 version, 271, 1 petrol GTI Sport. Quarter March, December ticket chat, so ticket to the end of the year. Where do we go? Stop a mile over the boys. Nicely, down 50s, there's a bit of fun on this one. Come on, we'll start with it. 2 to the minute, 2 to the minute, 2 to the minute, 50 on now, 2 to the 53, 50 to the 50, 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 50
We've won a Peugeot 207. Pleased with that really. Maybe a tad more than I wanted to pay, but he drives alright, that'll be fine. A few £100 will sort that car out, all being well. So relatively pleased with that. It's not a bargain, but it's not dear either really. It's about spot on really, which probably was going to be today. So I've had a few bits of some other stuff. I had to go with that C4 as well. Not much joy with that. I'm pretty sure it was 625. I think it did 675. But yeah, that's pretty much it really. Everything else I've been struggling with to buy. It's a tough one today, and I'm on the fact that I'm being picky as well isn't helping. Maybe I'd have a bit more effort. Maybe I'd have a bit more luck if it was being a little bit more realistic with some stuff. But I still think some stuff's a bit dear, to be fair. And it was like this last week. It's not changed. Luckily at the moment we're not in need of a lot of cars, so I'm not too worried about only winning a couple. Winning one so far. There's a few more bits left. I said we did have a go at the Astra as well, that clean Astra, but couldn't get that. That's another example of a clean car doing good money. So there's 1 or 2 bits left, which I'll just see if they go through. If they're bargains, I'll have a go, but I'm not going to be paying I'm not paying all the money for stuff today. I'll just the odd bargain and just leave it left towards the end because it is getting a little bit quiet now. So we'll stay to the end anyway. Let's get ourselves back in there. So the Jaguar S-Type diesel is next in. I've just noticed as it's coming in, it's got coolant leaking on the floor. You can just see it on the left-hand side of the screen. There's a puddle there. A couple of traders noticed it as well. So I decided to keep away from this one, guys, because it's throwing a load of coolant out. And to be honest with you, at the moment, don't really need the hassle of trying to fix it. So anyway, we'll see what it does anyhow.
Next one in is not too small, that is the Jaguar.
Been leaking some of that.
S-Type 2.7 V6
Yeah.
with the cream. History's all there. It's not cheap up, but we got someone to with that, chaps. No questions asked, straight in, popping up a bit on there, popping up a bit, popping up, 6, 4, in front, see the bit, 7,
Nice little thing like, but when you're throwing out coolant. Yeah. That's 270, that's got an old Range Rover in. But it's worse, it's got twin turbos in a one. It's got no room to work on it. It's crammed in. The petrol's a Ford engine, with the exception of the V8.
Next one is last, is the 108, that is a 2007 Audi TT. Get the wind in your hair, chaps, it's the right day for it. Sun's out, guns out. Where do we go? Around this one then, boys, 80,000 miles. And I'm being told we're selling it on the private register. It's got a TT number plate. Nice bit of value in that plate. History all the way there for you. Where we go? So we're going 2,700 pounds. You're right, thank you, mate. 27 in, 27, 28, 29, 29 in the hole, where you are, 29 there, 29, 3,000, comes through the plate, 3,000 out, bring the bid, 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 yes, no, online, 31, comes through the plate, 31, yes, no, 50, 60 miles petrol, 50 bid, in the hole, holding average, never 50 months, stress, and number 31, and a 50, what's your number, 50, 109, gents, and that's the 2. Next one, and that is Porsche Local West. Thank you very much for this Hunter Breeze Chart. So let's get it going. First one in is got to 20, that's a 2010 ML300. It is also that 36 and beautiful cars today for Paul Ribbon Chaps. History is all right. Where do we go? So on this one in Chaps, that's 54, we're going to be 45 here, 45 here, 45, good man, 45, 46 on the net, 47 here, 47 in the room. Who's in the room? 47 here, 47, 48 online, 48 here, 48 here, 49 online, 49 here, 49, 5,000 online, 5 here, 5 on the net, 5 on sale. 51 once, twice is done, Chad, 51. 220 is 134,000 miles with history up to about 24 James Green and Clean. Value checks, £500. 5
sweet.
10 pounds a mile. 7 stacks in the book. Green and clean, come on gents. What's it got? 500 pound. 5k.
Got the smoke for that. Not a bit of that. There you go. You didn't have a bit of that, this shoots up 400 quid. Cheap really.
Next one is
Cheap, that's that, look, those cheap. Why are you buying that, Stephen? Should be on that. Cheap Mazda 5. Cheap Mazda 5 coming in, Cat D, 130 foul, 1.8 petrol, 7-seater door Mazda 5, slidey doors. Sold a few of them over the years, quite popular, always sell well. It's got an engine light on, which is a bit worrying because the last one I had was a lambda sensor fault, which doesn't sound, they're not difficult to fix, but the lambda sensor was ridiculous money for it. I mean, that was a few years ago, about 4 years ago, so it's not, probably a bit cheaper, they're probably a lot cheaper now, but sounds alright. So it's a few hundred, 400-500 quid maybe. Might be tempted. We'll have a look what it does anyway. Let's have a look.
Now, there's 271 little Mazda 5. Cat D is in the club. 125,000 miles, which is green and clean.
Silver back. 225. It's cheap, but it's got no notice. The sills really badly been repaired. Sorry, we'll have one. 75. Yeah, I'll let him have it.
And the next one is a little cheeky Trans 272 Volkswagen Vera, 86,000 miles. And we're going to keep the rear front to the front, so we go to open car. Where does it? 1.8 petrol. Let's go. A bit. Caps at 1,000. Let's go. A bit. 50. Spread around starts with me. A bit. On the picture. 50 takes me out. I'm out. 350 bit. 350. 350. 500. Says no. Once. And to us in another bit 5. I'll ask Jane on far away. 273 Jason.
Right, we've only got a few lots left, but I think that'll do me. Get ourselves off. Get ourselves a buyer's report because we've got one provisional. We won one, so we've got 2 in total. So we'll get the report and get ourselves back home, and we'll do a bit of a sum up when I get back to, well, home really. I was going to go back to the workshop, but I ain't got one. Okay, so let's do a quick sum up of what we've seen at the auction today. So we started off with a few bits that we won, the 207 and the Zafira. 207, quite pleased with that. I mean, it's not a bargain, but I mean, it's not dear either. It's about right. It's a bit of a bread and butter stock if you like. 1.4 petrol, 5 door, done 100 foul. I'm quite relatively pleased with that. Wants a door handle paint on one side, a bit of trim putting on back on it. So as long as it drives all right, fingers crossed, because it has got that Prince engine in, which can be a little bit temperamental. We should be all right with that. Should be a nice margin in it, and it's the sort of thing that sells pretty much straight away. Not too difficult to sell, provided we can get it running right. So we'll see what that's like when we pick it up. All well, that is hopefully a good purchase. I'm more pleased with the Zafira that we bought. Haven't got a 7-seater in stock, so to get one that I'm quite happy with. I like Zafiras, particularly petrol ones. I'll buy the 1.6 or 1.8 petrol, but I try and keep away from the 1.9 diesels if I can, to be honest with you, because they're just a little bit too finicky for me with them Fiat engines they have in them. Now, to get one like we got today, 86,000 miles on it, relatively clean. You have to make an exception for bits of Zafiras. They do get used and abused. They are family buses, but that one was really quite clean. I did have a check round it before I left the auction. Really pleased with it, because like I said, it only came through on a whim. I didn't really look at it properly. Came through, had a look at it, thought, right, great. I'll try the Mazda first. If we don't win the Mazda, we'll try and win the Zafira. I say I'm glad I got the Zafira. It's probably a better purchase for the pitch, the Zafira. Logbook, missing and got a logbook for it. That's probably why it was cheap. The exhaust was blown as well, so that's obviously going to have an effect on the price, but it worked well. We got it for 500 quid. That car is less than 600 pounds out the door. Really pleased with that. Easily a 1995 car all day long. Now, the other things we looked at and missed out on, the C1, 1100 quid. I was in at 1050. I said I would keep to 1100. I really wanted that car, but I wasn't prepared to go much more. I thought it might have had a very light rattly chain on it. It did seem a bit odd when it first started. It might have just been the echoing of the room I was in, but I wasn't prepared to go much more than that because there's very fine margins in those C1s and IGOs. It's a shame really, because it was a bright bonny thing and it probably would have sold straight away. The ones that I missed out on as well, the X-Type, well, a friend of mine bought that. He had it for 300 quid. Maybe could have bought it, spares repaired it, maybe. I didn't really want to step on his toes. He beat me to the bid. He also gave me a lift this morning as well, so I had to be careful there, otherwise he won't give me a lift again. But I didn't really want it, to be honest with you. When I heard it had a dual mass flywheel, was noisy on it, it had to be jump started. I don't really need that hassle at the moment. If he hadn't bid it 300 quid, I would have bid, but I wasn't prepared to sort of go toe to toe for him with it. There's no real need for it. I just let him have that one. Briefly, the S-Type wasn't a bad price really, but it was leaking coolant, so I kept away from that because it could have been a disaster. The Saab was a very cheap car, very cheap smoker. I know there'll be people in the comments who will think that's the one I probably missed out on. The one I was really regretting actually is that BM. The BMW, the black one, 2 litre diesel, Bobby Basic, very basic trim, but even so, 130,000 in black, 11 plate. I thought that was a decent car. I really thought it was a decent car. 950 quid, cheap motor, should have bidded on it. I didn't hear it start up, which is what put me off a little bit when it came in. So I ummed and ahed about 900 quid. I was going to bid on it, and then no sooner as about to bid, the hammer went down. So I missed out on that. That's the one in hindsight I would have bid again. If that drove right, that is a cheap car for someone. So yeah, that was the one I probably missed out on today. But I'm happy with what I've got, particularly the Safira. Pleased with that, to be honest with you. Lastly, on the Golfs, we saw 2 Golfs. The GT one at the beginning, the diesel, that was a bit of a smoker, to be fair. Glad I didn't get involved anywhere near that. Again, same part of the point I was making. They're just a pain in the arse, those Golfs of that era. They've always got problems with it. That one's smoking its brains out. Whoever bought that online, he's paid a lot of money for a car that needs a lot of work doing to it. Like I said, online, you just can't assess cars properly as you can do as you actually go to the auction like I do. So whoever's going to bought that online, I feel sorry for him, because that is going to need a hell of a lot of work. Blue smoke kicking out of it. It's probably a turbocharger issue. It's going to take out a lot of the profit in that car. Now, the old TDI Golf, interesting story on that. I did film it go through the auction, did get the footage, but unfortunately when I've come to take it off edit, I've lost a couple of clips, and one of them is that actual Golf going through the sale. It sold for £400. A little bit of an altercation happened with that car. There's a couple of guys who bought that. You may have seen them walking around in previous clips. They bought it for 400 quid. I bid on it actually. I only had one bid at 375. He started off at 200 quid. Someone else was bidding against them. I think it was an online bidder, and they went started off at 2, 250, 3, etc. It was at 350 with the guys that won it. I went in at 375. I thought I'll have one bid on it, because at 375 is about 500 quid. I thought it'd be worth that. And they came back and won it at 4. And then they basically, as soon as the hammer went down, they started just kicking off. Literally, they thought they'd been bidded up. They thought the auctioneers were bidding up against them. It was a real weird situation. I sort of had to step in and say, whoa, hang on a minute. I bid it at 375. There's nothing untoward going on here. And they sort of backed down. And then the auctioneer sort of stepped in and said, hang on a minute, we do know what we're doing here. This is a fair bid. You've won the car. No, behave yourself, basically. But they were a very strange bunch. But anyway, the car was sold for 400 quid. A shame I didn't get it on film, actually, because it would have made a very good intro, actually, because it was a bit of an altercation, but it was resolved in the end. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this one. I'm going to make a part 2 of this video because there's a bit more content left over, which I'll make into sort of an extra time video in a week or so. Let me hear your comments, guys, on today's sale. What would you have bid on? What's your thoughts on what I bought? And also, please like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. And I'll see you all in the next video.